everyone, Brendan here again with Climb Nova Scotia. And the tip I have for you today is something that I like to do when I find myself having to hike with a lot of gear but I don't have a backpack. So particularly in trad climbing situations where I have to walk off or hike off of the top, it's not uncommon. We find ourselves arriving to the top of the climb with our partner and we have all of this gear but we don't have the backpack with us. And then we'll sometimes find ourselves on some tricky, risky descent terrain, maybe some steep down climbing or some fourth class scrambling, and we're trying to do these kind of moves and our gear is kind of getting in the way, so we can't really see our foot placements as we climb down, or it's just kind of shifting around and throwing our balance off a little bit. Sometimes this gear just can get snagged on trees and kind of cams like to fall into belay loops and get caught in there and reduce our range of motion. So at the very least it can be annoying, and on a bad day it can kind of be cause for some more serious problems. So one thing I like to do is before I begin my descent, I'll just basically consolidate all of my gear from my harness onto my gear sling here. Anything that's kind of dangling off my harness, I like to just dump it right onto the gear sling. And if you're the type that just racks on the harness and you don't bring a gear sling, you can easily improvise one with a runner or an alpine draw or something just for the descent. So what I'll do is I'll throw it all on here, and then I'll leave one alpine draw or a sling or something similar. And I'll just extend it out and I'll slip it behind all of this gear, and I'll just slide one beaner through the other and girth hitch the entire bundle here, and I'll cinch it down really tight. And I'll just kind of throw it onto my back there and wrap this other part around here. I'll bring it up and I'll clip it right back into this sling. Now depending on your size, you may need to extend this with another carabiner or use a double length runner or something. But what this does is it places all this gear back and out of the way. And as you can see, it's kind of nice and tight. It doesn't shift around a lot. So now if I'm trying to navigate some tricky terrain on my descent, my movement is much more secure and much more free to kind of navigate any obstacles I have to deal with. My profile is not so wide, so I don't have cams and other pieces of gear snagging on vegetation and branches and things like that. And it can really be just a much nicer way of traveling when you kind of have all of this gear in one place here. So that's a tip I just wanted to share with you. Hopefully it works out well for you, and yeah, keep climbing safe. I'll see you next time. Take care.